Welcome to the Soccer Tavern, where we're discussing the history, culture, and philosophy of the beautiful game. My name is Dave, and in this video we're talking about the history of the Colombia men's national soccer team. Pull up a seat and let's start the discussion. Colombia is a country located on the northwestern edge of South America. It has a population of about 49 million people. The Colombian National Soccer Federation is a member of CONMEBOL, which is the South American Confederation in FIFA. Colombia's national team plays its home matches at the Estadio Metropolitano Roberto Melendez, that is located in Barranquilla and holds about 50,000 people. On October 12, 1924, the Liga de Football was founded in Barranquilla, Colombia, as a national soccer league for Colombian clubs. The league would exist for about a decade before it was rebranded in the mid-1930s as the Asociación Colombiana de Fútbol. Along with the rebrand came a push from the organization to be formally recognized within Colombia by the government. Once that came in 1936, the organization formally joined FIFA and CONMEBOL that same year. The federation's name changed a handful of times before its final name change came on June 15, 1971. On that date, the federation's official name became the Federación Colombiana de Fútbol, or Colfootball for short. That is the organization's current name today. The Colombia team's nickname is Los Cafeteros. That means the coffee growers in Spanish. The country of Colombia is world famous for exporting coffee all over the world, and that's where that comes from. Now, a less commonly used nickname that you will sometimes hear is the tricolors. That comes from the country's flag being yellow, blue, and red, and the team's kit color. Again, three colors, tricolors, pretty self-explanatory there. The Colombian National Soccer Federation crest is one of the most simplistic ones in use. The middle of the crest is a soccer ball, which represents the sport that the federation governs. Around the top half of the soccer ball is the federation's official name in Spanish. And around the bottom half of the soccer ball are three lines of yellow, blue, and red. These lines come from the national flag of Colombia. There's two versions of what these colors represent. The first version indicates yellow symbolizes Colombian gold, blue symbolizes the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, which both touch Colombian shores, and red symbolizes the bloodshed during Colombia's fight for independence. The other version of the colors says yellow symbolizes sovereignty and justice, blue symbolizes loyalty and nobility, and red symbolizes bravery and valor. Regardless of what they mean, the lines in the crest mimic the flag of Colombia, as the yellow color takes up half of the national flag, while the blue and red colors each take up a quarter of the flag. You can see that reflected on the crest. Los Cafeteros have appeared at 6 World Cup finals tournaments, including the 2018 World Cup. The country's best ever finish was 5th place back in 2014. From a continental competition perspective, Colombia has appeared at 21 Copa Americas. The country's best ever finish at a Copa America was when it won the 2001 version of that tournament. Colombia qualified for the 2018 World Cup by finishing 4th in CONMEBOL World Cup qualification. It has been placed in Group H for the 2018 World Cup group stage. Like many national teams, it was very tough to select only a handful of players for this section, but let's talk about 4 of the best players in Colombia's history. As always, if you have other players or additional details to add, please let us know in the comments section under the video. Willington Ortiz played for Colombia in the 1970s and 1980s. Many Colombians say he was the most skillful and creative player ever produced by the country. Though he was a midfielder, he scored many goals for club and country and represented Colombia at 3 World Cups. Carlos Valderrama was cited by most of our sources as the greatest Colombian player ever. He was a creative attacking midfielder that wasn't the quickest player, but he could dominate matches with his passing and ball control. Valderrama was twice named South American Footballer of the Year in his career. He helped Colombia qualify for 3 straight World Cups, and in 2004, Pelé named him as one of the 100 best living soccer players at that time. He was the only Colombian on Pelé's list. The next player we'll discuss was a teammate of Valderrama's on the national team for many years, goalkeeper Rene Higuita. He was nicknamed El Loco because of his eccentric goalkeeping style and antics. He was one of the first sweeper keepers who wanted to play with the ball at his feet as much as he wanted to play with it in his hands. He has the Colombian record for most goals scored by a goalkeeper, with more than 40 in his career. including 7 international goals, which is an international goalkeeping record. And if you haven't seen the highlight of Higuita unnecessarily saving the ball with a scorpion kick against England back in 1995, check out our video description. We'll have a link to that. You have to check it out. And the last historical player I wanted to mention here is Freddie Rincon. All our sources listed Rincon as a top 3 player in Colombia's history. Rincon was a midfielder with the national team from 1990 to 2001 and was a teammate of Valderrama and Higuita for Colombia's golden generation. He scored the match-winning goal in 1990 that qualified Colombia for the second round at a World Cup for the first time in the country's history. And for the 2018 World Cup squad, the star player is going to be James Rodriguez. He is an attacking midfielder and playmaker for Bayern Munich in Germany. He's on loan there from his parent club Real Madrid in Spain. James was the breakout player at the 2014 World Cup, having a fantastic tournament, and he's expected to have a great tournament again in 2018. And a breakout player to watch out for is going to be Davinson Sanchez, who is a young center back for Tottenham Hotspur in England. He had a great debut season in England and will have just turned 22 years old when the tournament begins this summer. He's a dominant center back who has all the physical and technical skills to become one of the best center backs in the world in the future. Keep an eye on him. Colombia's main international rival is likely Venezuela. Now, it isn't much of a rivalry on the soccer pitch, as Venezuela has only recently gotten its act together on the national soccer front, but these two countries are more rivals from a political sense, as there still are border disputes between them. Venezuela's economic and political instability also makes the country unpredictable. Though the two countries are similar, they can be considered rivals. And I also wanted to briefly mention Argentina and Brazil. Those two countries are the historically dominant sides in South America, and as Colombia has grown itself into a respectable team, they consider these giants to be rivals, but Argentina and Brazil don't necessarily reciprocate that feeling. Los Cafeteras' all-time record appearance holder is Carlos Valderrama with 111 caps. The country's all-time record goal scorer is Radamel Falcao with 28 goals at time of recording. He's still an active player and likely to add to that tally. And one last interesting fact for you, at the 1962 Olympics, Colombian midfielder Marcos Cole took a corner kick in the team's match against the Soviet Union. The corner kick went directly into the goal without being touched by an outfield player. Cole's goal achieved legendary status in the soccer world, and to this day, a goal scored directly from a corner kick is called an Olympico in honor of this moment. So there you have it, a bit of history on the Colombian men's national soccer team. If you have anything else to add to our discussion, please let us know in the comment section below the video. Thanks for stopping by the Soccer Tavern. Hope to see you again soon. Cheers!